Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it later, thinking it makes no difference? We say it casually, but we never notice the invisible cost hidden inside these small excuses. Every later is like a quiet thief, stealing moments we can never reclaim. And when hundreds of laters pile up, they silently steal dreams, opportunities, and entire futures. Every day slips away while we scroll through screens, promising ourselves we'll begin soon. Hours turn into days, days into months, and months into years, all while we wait for a perfect moment that never arrives. What most people don't realize is that time doesn't pause, rewind, or negotiate. It simply moves forward, with or without us. And those who respect time rise, while those who waste it drown in regret. This story is about a boy who learned the truth the hard way. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see a part of yourself in him. Because this isn't just a story, it's a mirror that shows us what we often fail to confront. Listen till the end, because everything you're about to hear might just change how you look at your day, your life, and your time. And once you truly understand it, you'll never see later the same way again. In a quiet little town surrounded by green hills, lived a young boy blessed with everything he needed. He had caring parents, supportive teachers, and a life comfortable enough to focus on his dreams. He was intelligent, kind-hearted, and filled with potential brighter than anyone around him. Yet behind all his gifts, he carried one heavy flaw: he kept postponing everything. Whenever his mother asked him to do chores, he replied, "I'll do it later," as if later was guaranteed. When teachers gave homework, he would think, "There's still time. I'll start tomorrow." Even when friends invited him to learn something new, he would smile and say, "Maybe next time. I'm not in the mood today." Days were passing, but the boy remained stuck in the same place. Weeks turned into months, and slowly his classmates began to move ahead while he kept waiting for the perfect moment. His friends learned instruments, scored higher marks, and built skills that shaped their future. But the boy? He stayed in the comfort of waiting, thinking he had all the time in the world. His parents grew worried. His teachers became frustrated, but their words felt like soft rain hitting a closed window, never sinking in. No matter how many times they warned him, he thought they were exaggerating. He believed that being young meant having plenty of time to figure things out. But time isn't something anyone is guaranteed, not even the young. And one day, this truth finally caught up with him. After failing yet another exam, the boy felt a strange heaviness in his heart. It wasn't just sadness. It was frustration mixed with confusion. He didn't understand why everyone kept saying he was wasting his life. It didn't feel like a big deal to him. He still believed tomorrow would magically fix everything. Feeling lost, he decided to visit a wise sage who lived at the edge of the town. People whispered that the sage carried answers to the biggest problems of life. When the boy approached him, the sage was sitting peacefully beneath a massive banyan tree, as calm as still water. The sage looked at him gently and asked, "What troubles your heart, young one?" The boy sighed. "Everyone says I'm wasting time, but I don't see why it's so serious. I'm still young. I'll fix everything when I grow up." The sage listened quietly, his eyes deep with understanding. After a moment, he smiled softly and said, "You are bright, kind, and full of potential, but you have one dangerous problem." The boy frowned in confusion and asked, "What problem?" "I have everything I need." The sage leaned closer and replied, "Let me tell you a story of a poor man who lost everything. Not because he didn't have opportunities, but because he wasted them." The boy leaned forward, curious about what the sage was about to teach. A long time ago, there was a generous king who ruled a prosperous kingdom filled with peace and joy. He cared for his people like a father cares for his children, offering help to anyone in need. He was known everywhere for his kindness and compassion, especially toward the poor. One day, while walking through the market, he saw a man angrily shouting at everyone around him. Curious, the king approached, only to discover that the angry man was his childhood classmate. They hadn't met for years, and the king was shocked to see how his friend had changed. Once cheerful and talented, the man was now poor, jobless, and disrespected by society. The king stepped closer and asked why he was behaving with such anger and frustration. The poor man looked down and said, "Your Majesty, I don't understand why people think I'm useless. Whenever I ask for a job, everyone rejects me. They say I never finish work on time. I don't know how to feed my family anymore." Hearing his pain, the king felt deep compassion. He said, "My friend, I want to help you. Come to my palace tomorrow morning. I will open my royal treasury for you. From sunrise to sunset, you may take as much gold, silver, and jewels as you want, and whatever you gather will be yours, forever. But once the sun sets, the gates will close, and the opportunity will be gone. The poor man's eyes sparkled with hope for the first time in years. The next morning, the sun rose bright and golden, filling the sky with promise. But instead of rushing to the palace, the poor man stretched lazily and thought, I have the whole day. Let me enjoy a big breakfast first. He ate slowly, savoring each bite, thinking time would wait for him. After finishing his meal, he felt sleepy and decided, let me rest a little, I will go soon. The king's treasury isn't going anywhere. He lay down for a short nap, but when he woke up, the sun was already high in the sky. Panic hit him for a moment, but then his laziness whispered, there's still plenty of time. As he walked toward the palace, the afternoon heat drained his energy. He found a shady tree and thought just a few minutes of rest won't hurt. His eyes grew heavy again and he slipped into another long sleep. When he finally woke up, the sky was painted orange and red as the sun was setting. Heart pounding, he ran toward the palace with all his strength. But as he arrived, breathless and trembling, the guards were closing the huge gates. He cried desperately, please, the king promised I could enter. The guard looked at him with pity and said, yes, but only until sunset. The sun has set. The opportunity is gone. The poor man fell to the ground, tears streaming down his face. He hadn't lost the treasure because he didn't get a chance, he lost it because he wasted the time he had been given. The sage finished the story and looked deeply into the boy's eyes, who now sat frozen in silence. The boy finally whispered, I understand. The sage nodded gently and said, every day is like that treasury. Every sunrise brings new opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. But these opportunities don't wait. The boy's eyes filled with tears as he remembered all the days he wasted saying, later and tomorrow. He realized he had been behaving exactly like the poor man, thinking time would slow down for him. The sage placed a hand on the boy's shoulder and said, you are still young. Your treasury is open. But remember, every sunset takes away opportunities that will never return. The boy stood up with new determination shining in his eyes. He thanked the sage and ran home with a heart full of purpose. From that day onward, everything about him changed, not slowly, but instantly, because true realization can transform a person overnight. When his mother asked him to do chores, he did them immediately without hesitation. When teachers gave assignments, he completed them the same day with full dedication. When opportunities came to learn new skills, he took them without fear or delay. Slowly, his life began to shift. His grades improved faster than anyone expected. He learned to play the guitar he had been postponing for months. He helped his parents with household chores without being reminded. He even began teaching younger children in his neighborhood, sharing everything he learned. Within a year, the boy who was once known for his laziness became recognized as the most punctual and responsible student in school. His teachers praised him, his parents felt proud, and his friends admired the transformation. Years later, when he became a successful young man, people often asked, "What's your secret?" He would smile and reply, "I learned that time is the only treasure every human receives equally. And every moment we waste is like throwing away gold." His words carried the same wisdom the sage once shared with him, and he shared it with everyone who struggled with procrastination. The truth is simple. The difference between success and failure isn't luck, talent, or destiny. It's how we use our time. Don't wait for tomorrow to do what you can do today, because sometimes tomorrow never comes. Think for a moment. How many dreams have you postponed? How many tasks have you delayed? And how many opportunities have slipped through your fingers? Your treasury is open right now at this very moment. The question is simple. Will you walk into it today? Or will you waste another day under the tree of laziness, believing you still have time? Successful and unsuccessful people both have the same 24 hours. The difference is how they spend them. Your life can change the moment you respect your time. So I ask you, what have you been postponing? What dream, what goal, what responsibility is still waiting for your first step? Write it in the comments and commit to starting it today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. And always remember, time waits for no one, and every sunset closes a gate that will never open again.